Guys, what is going on? Chad here, back with you. Mr. Flight 1 Rob is also here in the lab studio today. Says hello as usual. Probably get you on the mic sometime. If you walk over here right now though, the green screen will, it'd be all crazy. So Rob and I were sitting here. I actually just got done listening to, because he was like, you gotta hurry up and listen to this podcast. Always listen to the Fly Life podcast. Martin Novak, nice chill kid, has a lot of information. He is like super Mr. Flight 1. And he had on one of the KISS developers, Alexander Fedorov, on there. And what he was talking about was like, a clean quad just sounds good. It just sounds clean. And if it sounds clean, then more than likely it's going to be performing well. You're not going to have hot motors. You're not going to have oscillations and problems like that. Like, we all know those issues when you hit your throttle and you get the chirps, you get the vibrations, and you can hear the kind of oscillations and stuff going on. I know, being like a mid-range enthusiast myself too, when I fly out here across the fields, a lot of the older Betaflight stuff before D-Min and stuff like that, you could hear, they call it like a turkey call. Wish I had an example of it, but I don't on the videos now that we'll look at. But you could just kind of hear like your motors kind of going ding, 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 as like something's like clipping. It almost sounds like your GoPro is making like a weird sound, but it's not. It's like the motors, the filtering, whatever. And we've got a couple perfect examples going on here. So if you ever watched one of like Steele's videos, you can always tell just like KISS has that certain sound to it, no matter how none of us can fly like Steele, but the KISS just has this nice clean sound to it. And I was listening to my FALCOX quad video, and I was listening to my BETAFLIGHT 4.1 RPM filter video, and there's a huge difference in how they sound. So we're going to take a listen to a BETAFLIGHT quad here. This is the exact same Source 1 build that I've been playing with. I'm going to put the playlists up here. They're all up there, that stuff. Take a listen to you'll hear the difference, but take a listen to this BETAFLIGHT quad here. So what we can hear there is the things that are distinct to me are a nice, clean sounding, high pitched type of motor sound. And then there's kind of like this lower frequency buzz and hum that's coming from somewhere. And, it resonates with everything. So not exactly sure what it is or where it's coming from, but I know by looking at the logs that it looks clean, and the video looks clean and smooth as well. All right, so here we have the FALCOX video, and what I want you to listen for is the lower sound, the lower tones. You're going to hear this like consistent lower, like over filtered, some kind of sound going on. Now, I don't know what it is because I can't black box it or anything like that. These quads are built to the exact same specifications that I can make them. There are a couple differences in motors. I don't think it's a motor issue. I think it is just pure sound. It sounds almost like a bent prop kind of sound, but I did change out a couple different sets of props, and it's always there in my videos. But take a listen here and you will definitely hear it right off the bat. So it's definitely there. It's that kind of sound. You can definitely hear what's going on there, but nothing shows up in the video. Everything looks good and smooth. For me, a little bit of oscillations here and there and stuff, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not a pro pilot. I'm not getting paid for my flight videos. So what causes it? I'm not sure. I think it's over filtering. It could just be in the Flight 1 code in general. The motors aren't hot, nothing like that. It's flying great. It flies fantastic, honestly. But I do have a new alpha build I just flashed. They've made some changes. Most of it was like back-end code and to the default tunes, not to the Wild Billy preset that I use. But since I tried that, I haven't tried anything else because I'm just like, man, this feels good. I have played with the smoothing, as I said in my TARANIS video, but I'm going to change around and try some of those other default PIDs, settings and presets and see how that stuff works out. So when it comes to what when it comes to what the developer from KISS, Fedorov, was saying, was that the clean quad typically flies better. So the BETAFLIGHT quad definitely is sharper and more responsive, but it's sharp and responsive to the point that it's not as smooth. And I know there's things to change within BETAFLIGHT to kind of make that happen, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. The BETAFLIGHT quad sounds better. It's more responsive, but it's almost too responsive. Where the Flight 1 quad sounds a little gruntier and dirtier and might not be as efficient, but it definitely feels a lot smoother. Could be latency. Could be something like that that we feel when we fly Flight 1. I don't know. There's no way to really measure all of it without diving deep into the Mark Spatz world, which I just don't want to do. I want to do, you know, what I think that everybody that watches my channel would appreciate a little bit more. So this is real world stuff here. You know, what do you think? Let me know, and we'll see you guys on the next video.